Hi everyone, Emma McAdam here. I'm the instructor for this course, Family and Community Relations. I think it's a great course and I've used it a lot in my career. I want to use this video to take a minute, just let you get to know me and a little bit about how I feel like this course is helpful. So as I said in my profile, that I am a marriage and family therapist. I've been working in treatment, prevention, and intervention for the last 10 years. Um, and I am going to show you a little bit about myself so that you can understand both who I am as a person, feel more comfortable with me, but also I'm going to tie that in with how what we're going to be learning in this course is going to be valuable for you all. So first off, just a little bit about me. I am big into the outdoors. I love the outdoors, and I use that in my therapy. I use that in my photography and in lots of other ways. So I've got a couple pictures of some of the things I like to do. So these are some photographs I've taken. That's in the Tetons. I love nature. This is right next to where I used to work in Spanish Fork. Thistles I find beautiful. This is in Moab. You can see some tents over here. I would take large groups of families who were in treatment camping, and we'd go do all sorts of outdoor activities to help them solve some of their problems and draw closer together as families. Take them rappelling off of huge arches and things like that. This is right near where I live in Provo, and more of the Tetons. So that's out on Utah Lake. Some more leaves, and again, Utah Lake. So this is one of the things about me. I love photography. I also love the outdoors in general. This is down near Moab. There's a place called Indian Creek, and this is me rock climbing, wearing a monkey suit. I don't know why I put that in there, but I did. This is me on top of the Grand Teton with my friend Ali Smart. And there's some more climbing. That's called crack climbing. It's hard. I like it. Okay. Oh, that's my husband right here. That's my father-in-law, and that's my baby girl. She loves everything, so she's pretty great. This is me doing the Tough Mudder race. It's a 10-mile course that involves lots of obstacles and getting electrocuted, etc. This is my father-in-law over here and my husband and his brothers. So some of the things I like to do in my spare time. More of the Tough Mudder. And that's the finish line. We're a little bit dirtier in that picture. So anyway, just thought I'd tell you about that. And the other thing that I like to do, but also it got me started in this field, was working in wilderness therapy programs. So I used to work for a couple of treatment programs. One of them was called Outback, one of them was called Wingate, and basically we would take these kids who had all sorts of problems like drugs, alcohol, family problems, running away, suicidality, depression, anxiety. They were engaging in dangerous sexual activities, things like that. And we take them out to the middle of nowhere and hike them around and teach them how to be self-reliant. You can see they've got these tarps on their back and these pads, and they would take these tarps, you'd roll them up and use them to make backpacks, but you'd also sleep under them. And these kids would be out in the wilderness for maybe 8 to 10 weeks, sometimes longer, without ever staying in a house or even traveling by car. It was all by foot. And it was just such a great experience for me. I got to come to know and love these teenagers who were really struggling, and I got to learn a lot of valuable skills to help them. And probably the best part was seeing them change. They would come in angry or defiant, maybe oppositional or depressed, and usually by the time they left, 95% of them had had this change of heart, this change of mind, where they started seeing things differently. They started taking responsibility for their own actions. They started recognizing how much their parents had done for them and appreciating that. And so that was really a great experience. Plus, I loved being outside. Keep in touch with them through our program. And it was really actually kind of eye-opening for me and discouraging for me to see that when these kids went back to their homes, they'd had these great experiences, they'd changed, they'd come to understand things so much better. And when they went back to their home environments, they would just, almost all of them would regress. Almost all of them. I think the statistics were about 85% of them would just go right back to doing what they had been doing. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why is this important? Because that taught me and showed me how important it is to have a systemic change in someone's life. You can't just change one part of a system and expect the whole system to start working. And by system, I mean these connections between kids, their schools, their friends, their family, their church or religion, their their environment in general, and their government and their city and all the other services out there. And because we, in part of this program, this program helped change one person, but it didn't change the whole system. And when the kids go back to that system, they go back to fitting in the system the same way they fit in it before. And as I continued working in this field, I've learned more and more the importance of changing the system and intervening with the family system, with the school system, and with other systems in order to create long and lasting change. So as part of my experience as a therapist, I've done lots of things. I've worked for eating disorder treatment. I've worked in a adventure therapy program in Montana. I've worked in outpatient clinics, just doing therapy an hour a week with a family. And even more recently, I worked in a residential treatment center in Spanish Fork where we really focused on doing family work. So more than half of the work I did with these kids, we'd have teenagers with the same types of problems, but we'd spend hours and hours and hours doing family therapy, relationship therapy, integrating the schools and the home environment and the home therapist and all sorts of systems to help these kids be successful. And we found that the odds were really reversed. A lot of these kids had gone to wilderness therapy, and then they'd come to residential treatment, and then they would be gradually transitioned back into their home with lots of new supports and with lots of this systemic treatment. And we found that 90 to 95% of them did not need inpatient treatment within a year of leaving New Haven. So it's a significant difference. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this course. We're going to be talking about how do you intervene and create change, not just in an individual, but in the whole system that they're part of. And if we don't create those changes, really, the change we do has a very minimal effect. So, this information is good stuff. So I hope you're able to enjoy the course. I hope you feel comfortable contacting me if you need something, contacting your peers if you have other questions for them too. And take some time to look through the syllabus of the course, take some time to read through my information so you know how to contact me. It's all there. And if you need anything, you can let me know, okay? Hope you have a great semester.